All right, Star Wars fans, we're back for yet another episode of The Bad Batch, number 5, titled Rampage.
Yes, it is not the Rock movie that came out just recently. Terrible, but it is a Star Wars entry. But before we get to that, let's roll that intro. Here we are at that point in the show where we talk about you guys hitting that like button.
And I'm not going to really sit here and beg you to hit the subscribe button, but could you please hit that subscribe button
Yeah.
and maybe even ring that notification bell.
Well, jumping right in to the episode, we had another little adventure from the Bad Batch, and they were on a mission this time.
Yeah, well, this time they're trying to find out who's actually got the bounty on them and find out who the bounty hunter is.
Yeah.
But to find out this information, well, they got to do a little side job.
Yeah, and good way of kind of starting out a next episode is a little more action, right? So we're kind of amping up, right? Episode 5, we're getting a little more, a little something. Getting to see the characters come out a little bit.
And it wasn't also the classic what they've been doing for the last few episodes,
Yeah.
breakdown on a planet, and it was something a little different this time.
Yeah, I definitely like that aspect. Meet I guess kind of like a mercenary, but kind of along the lines. Obviously, the character they met was Sid.
Yeah.
And voiced by Rhea Perlman.
Of Cheers fame.
Yeah. I caught that right away. I thought it was somebody.
Yeah, I had no idea who it was.
And I was like, wow, that voice sounds familiar. And there we at, and we looked at the end credits, and there it was. It was her. So kind of a neat little addition in to have somebody in there of that stature, right? So, but so Sid, the kind of mercenary, subs him on a job, and we get to see the skills of the Bad Batch, or lack thereof skills.
Yeah. And I found it interesting that Omega was the one who picked up on who Sid was.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
still kind of wondering maybe if there is possibly maybe some force sensitivity or just some really master intuition kind of thing. Or
well, we've alluded to the intuitiveness of Omega and how she seems to just kind of figure things out.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's got to be something to her because the Chameleons want her back.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, I think obviously she's going to be the clone template now.
Yeah.
But is she force sensitive? I don't know if that's the case because, like I said, we've talked about before.
Yeah.
And you've seen in the Rise of Skywalker and things like that that clones with force abilities are not easily cloned. So
Yeah.
I think she just has really heightened senses, possibly.
Possibly, and if she is a clone force sensitive person, I wouldn't be surprised because it would kind of make the importance of, like what would maybe her genetics aren't degraded like Jango Fett's are. Like, I mean, that's a possibility.
Well, I think that's the reason they need a new, fresh template.
Yeah.
But they need somebody with heightened senses or heightened abilities.
Yeah.
And I really, honestly, for once, I don't think it is probably force sensitive. I think it's can just be heightened senses. I think that they're going to try and not make everything in Star Wars necessarily revolve around the Force.
Do you think though that she's actually a clone from? She's not a clone from Django stuff. I don't think so.
It's it's hard to say who exactly she is a clone of. Like,
It just doesn't seem like
because they say she's like kind of like the Bad Batch,
Mhm.
like a misfire kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's a female, right? Like it's
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I just maybe it's not part of the Django Fett line. That could be it, but I don't know. I mean, that's just my feelings, but
yeah. I'd be surprised actually if it was from that. I think it's another source, or just maybe she isn't even necessarily a clone. Maybe who knows who's telling the truth in this, right?
well, yeah, and I don't know. It's just interesting. I know there's so many different things you can do in the Star Wars lore, right? We've seen characters that we haven't seen, and I don't know. I'm just thinking like, what about? Yeah, I'm just going on a limb here, but what about Mara Jade? Like, how do you how do you throw her into this? I mean, she's a character from old canon,
And yeah,
and force sensitive user. Does this play in going forward with Emperor's plans, things like that? Like, is she going to be the hand of the Emperor? Like,
Well, the other thing that has come about lately is there's rumor of a casting, possible casting for Mary Jane,
Yeah, I heard that. How do you?
which
I
which
know
is Brie Larson.
you probably don't like that, but
we, without delving too far into it, no, I don't like it.
yeah,
Especially at this point, if they were going to do it, they should have done it earlier and had her involved with Luke
yeah,
already,
yeah.
or at least been mentioned. I don't know if they go that route, but at the same time, if they're possibly bringing her
Yeah.
into the canon,
Do you,
this could be a possibility.
well, yeah, and maybe like she's a clone of Omega of some sorts, or I mean, I'm going out on a limb. I'm throwing out some theories out there, but I mean, it's interesting. You're talking about Mara Jade now, and
Well, and she might not even technically, maybe because Mary Jade wouldn't be a clone of her, right? Because I don't think
no,
she was ever a clone.
I don't think so.
But was she
it's been
younger
a long
than
time.
Luke?
I think we're right on the same age
So it would be right in that timeline.
because it's right on. I'm having a. I can't remember exactly those old books.
Yeah,
It's been a long time
but
since I
then,
read
then
them.
they don't even have to bring those
Yeah.
books aren't canon anymore too, right? So they
No.
can change the backstory a little bit if they want. So
Yeah, I mean, you could make Mara Jade just an Unreal Force user,
Yeah.
and maybe she never ever meets Luke.
yeah,
And,
who
and
knows?
it's just it could be a totally side story, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but anyways, yeah, I just feel I feel Omega is gonna be a Force user. You don't think she is, but I just feel like that's something because I feel like what Star Wars is trying to do right now is kind of fix the Rise of Skywalker, the Last Jedi, the Force Awakens trilogy. Like let's be honest, you can't get rid of it. You can't get rid of that trilogy. You're not starting a new one.
Well,
So how do you fix it? You
well,
add little bits
if you
of stories.
if you want to get technical, and in canon, they can get rid of it.
okay,
They could.
I know
I,
you could do the
but
whole
doing
world between worlds
yeah,
thing.
if they do that sort of thing, you could make a lot of people angry.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, realistically, who knows? Maybe people would be happy with it. I don't know, but I can't see Disney doing that.
No.
I can't see them
can't
doing
see
it from a business standpoint because then they'd be admitting they were wrong.
Well, and those movies made billions of dollars. It's not like they didn't make money.
Yeah, but just
The
because
merchandising didn't do well.
no, they're not making the money that they thought were hoping to make.
Yeah.
The merchandising went tits up
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
It's that was where their true money should be coming from.
Oh yeah, all right.
Because
yeah,
that is huge, massive money that they could be making yearly off of that.
Mhm.
I'm assuming that they probably are doing a little bit better merchandising on like shows like The Mandalorian and things like that, especially with Baby Yoda. That took off.
Well,
That was big bucks.
but it was nothing to do with the trilogy though.
No.
It's like, so
But I can't see them, basically.
wiping the slate.
I can't see them doing it. I can't see them doing it. So where do they go with it? It's anybody's guess really, because
It is.
I think they have. There's been lots of shows that have been announced. How are they going to tie in? Because I think some of these shows will tie in with each other. Some of them won't.
Mhm.
There'll be some spin-offs. It just really won't tie into anything with maybe the Empire in general. Maybe it'll just be in that universe.
I mean,
There's so many ways they can go with this. It's so open ended.
It is open ended. I just keep feeling like with the way they're going on things. I know we're off shooting from the Bad Batch stuff here, but I feel like they're trying to enhance the stories, and I think if you enhance the how do you fix but indirectly fix the last trilogy? You enhance the stories leading up to it.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like I think that's the only way you can do it.
I think you can try to do that, or you ignore that trilogy altogether, and you just make the stories that you're making now
Yeah.
count. It's all about quality, right? And telling good stories.
Yeah.
And if they do that, for the most part, people will be forgiving in the long run, because if you're getting good stories and making the fans happy,
Yeah.
you're going to get the viewership and keeping fans coming back.
I agreed on that. Well, I mean, overall, I thought the episode was good, though. Like, let's get into the situation. They're actually there to rescue a Rancor.
Yeah. And was it? Do you think that was Jabba's,
Absolutely. Yeah.
or was it just one of the many rancors he's had? Like,
No, I think it is. I think it is Jabba's Rancor. I think that's
in 20 years it got
grown
Yeah,
up, right? Like,
yeah.
let's think about that. So,
It's very possible, because obviously, like, he's got a rancor.
I can't remember now if that Rancor handler called the Rancor Coochie.
Munchie.
Moochie. Sorry,
Moochie.
Moochie. It was Moochie, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
I
I
feel
don't.
like for some reason it sounds familiar.
I don't think it had a name,
Yeah.
but yeah, Moochie. Not the name I would have given the Rancor,
Oh,
but
that's funny, but
whatever. But Moochie was a
well, seeing Bib Fortuna was kind of cool.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
a couple of Gamorrean guards, right? So, I mean, I like those little inserts of in shows like this because you kind of it's subtly tying things together, right? You're like, how did Jabba get the Rancor? It just might be a question someone has. You're like, oh, okay, he had the pet Rancor.
Yeah, they're tying these stories in like that. Do I care how they got it? No,
No,
but
yeah.
that's they're filling in backstories with these animated series, which is fine.
Yeah,
And that's what it is. Like like the animated series is more for fun and
yeah,
it's a little less serious than the actual movies. But
well, yeah,
but because
Big
they
appearances.
definitely wouldn't be making this in a live action. They wouldn't care about the Rancor.
no,
But yeah, no, just little tidbits that they throw in there and just tying the universe together.
yeah, no, and like I said, it was a more action packed kind of.
Fast paced.
Yeah, it was good. I think it was nice to have a second episode in a row like that. Kind of amp it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
it flew by way quicker this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, so I mean, so far I'm liking what's going on. I mean, it's I'm curious to see where they're going and what we're gonna get from these characters.
I'm still holding out reservations for the series yet. I want a lot more from it. They tend to do the initial episode really great in all their series, whether it's Star Wars or not. Even if some of the Marvel shows, you get the big start, and then things kind of slowly build. It's like it's kind of a slow burn, and then it takes off.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping for big things from this. Hopefully, we get a lot more. Thanks for tuning in to another review of The Bad Batch. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode, despite the snoring dog in the background. I guess we'll.
He was tired, I think.
Yeah, he wasn't into the episode. Yeah. Hopefully next week we get to another action packed episode, and it just keeps amping up.
Yeah, let's hear your theories, guys. Anything you want to say, put in the comments below. Definitely love to hear from you. Thanks for joining us at the Blazing Overture as usual, and we'll see you in the next video.